7:14. We want to talk with Tom and Bubba. And before we get to any discussion, I want to say that I'm a firm supporter of the School Resource Officers Program, and I hope our citizens around the listening area are firm supporters of any SRO program you have in your public schools. I think it's very important, and we're going to discuss a lot of reasons why today. Guys, welcome.
Good morning.
Morning. We can't even talk football yet.
I know.
Nothing to talk about. Not even there yet.
Not even there
They
yet.
had the Hall of Fame game. That was it.
Yeah.
I heard
we
it
talked
was
a little
ugly.
baseball. My St. Louis Cardinals are doing well, but now we got Pittsburgh. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be a battle for first place in the Central Division.
Now, I was going to ask you about how that was going and where they were sitting at.
Well, we're
I know they
still
were up
with
top.
the best record in baseball, which is, well, you know, words can be cheap because because we're not that good of a team. But how we can maintain that lead, I mean, with half of everybody in the hospital, you know. But pulling it up now, let's say, I think we're 71-40. I think we played 111 games.
They
Of course,
are-
speedy my computer here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
They are the Cardinals, though. They'll turn it on when they have to. They may limp into the playoffs, but
Yeah, there we are, 71-40%, 640. Pittsburgh 65-44. They're just 5 games out. We got a 4-game set, I think, with Pitt. So, you know, Pittsburgh could be within a game.
yeah.
So, and Chicago's no slouch here. Look at this, 62-48 with a 564 average. They're, what are they, 12, 13, 14 games above 500 right now. That's good for Chicago.
Yeah.
But 14 games above in third place, you know. But, no. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
August and September, what count? Anyway, guys, how
That's
you
all that
doing?
matters.
We're great. We're
Doing
great.
good, doing good.
Looking forward to school year?
Yeah.
As always,
Yeah.
ready to kick it off. I don't know if it's ready for us, but we're ready for it.
A lot of changes this year, a lot of changes.
Really?
Yes,
What do you
yeah.
mean? What's going on?
Oh, we got a new superintendent.
Yeah, he's cool. He's here yesterday.
That's what I heard. I heard he was here yesterday.
Yeah, good discussion. Doctorate out of St. Louis University. Nice young man, down to earth. I think he's going to approach things. You know, I like a guy that comes in jeans and no tie.
Absolutely.
That's my kind of guy. You
Yeah.
know. Well, you know, when we're doing the political stuff last year, we had, of course, the candidates. Mike Ross came in. Asa's been here, the governor, in the suit and tie. And I thought, you know, I probably need to dress up. I thought, no, that's not me. They just need to see me with my shirt tail out
Absolutely.
and my dirty tennis shoes and my jeans. You know,
Yep.
that's Arkansas. You know, and so you know, I think Dr. Long will do a fine job for Mountain Public Schools.
Yeah, everyone that we've talked to that has gotten an opportunity to meet him really seem to like him and like the direction he's headed. So we're looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. And we wish Lonnie Myers the best. He did a fine
absolutely.
job.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got. I think it looks like they've gone with younger folks, so we don't have to worry about retirement facing us here in
Right.
the next 2 or 3, 4 years. But I think Dr. Long will do a fine job. So wish him the best and welcome his family here.
Yeah.
Well, yep, we've got some changes too in leadership roles at and some of the principals at the schools this year too. There's been a lot of moving around, not only from him,
Right.
but there's a new principal at Nelson Wilkes. That she was the assistant there.
Okay, that's
has
Mrs.
moved up.
Parsons.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Because Ms. Cotter moved over to central office. She's
Really?
working as a federal programs coordinator. So
Wow.
All right. And we got a new principal at Pinkston because Miss McWilliams retired.
She did. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear that one. Yeah.
she retired.
Miss Dewey's the principal there.
Miss Allison Dewey,
And
who
Miss
was the
Gotten
assistant.
is the assistant principal.
Wow.
So you know, there's been some
A lot of
changes, not
changes.
only in
Junior high has a new assistant principal.
Yeah.
We have Miss Elise Biggs because Mr. Boget took Mr. Henderson's job because Mr. Henderson left to go to Yellville Summit. So a lot of
Wow.
changes.
Moving the checkers around on the board.
There you go.
Wow. Well, it looks like we got some
Absolutely.
good strategies, though, and getting good people in good positions.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've got an outstanding school system, and I hope with Dr. Long, I know that he realizes it because we talked about some things yesterday. The Honorable Judge Sean Womack was here as a co-host, and we just got to talk about the benevolence of the community. But what we have to do, and this is where your jobs come in, is helping bridge that communications gap between the parents, the students,
yeah.
and the teachers.
Right.
You know, that could be tough.
you know, not coming from somewhere other than here and seeing other school districts or being a product of another school district. Man, it's our school district here is so great. I mean, it really is.
You don't know.
The community connection is awesome.
A lot of people don't realize how good it is here because they don't leave here often enough to see where other places are.
Drive to Ferguson this afternoon and go sit on the sidewalk. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I cannot believe that's going on again.
Wow.
I mean,
like I said, unless you step out of your community, step out of your little world and see what other things are doing, or other districts that don't have it as good as we do, don't have the commitment from the community and everything, then you come back home and you go, okay, things are good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So glad for, and not only that, we travel and do a lot of training with SROs around the state. And to hear some of the things they have to put up with,
right.
We're like,
thank you, God.
We have it good in Mountain Home.
Or like
Mountain Home takes care of us too.
And when we're presenting the different things that that we're doing here to keep our schools safe, and the plans that we have, and the great relationship between the police department, city, and the school district. I mean, some of those folks look at us and go, "How did that happen? How did you get there? I mean, what did you do?" Because they don't have the cooperation that we have. They don't have the support maybe. And
for folks that don't know, we may still have some visitors. We've got kind of a unique situation. All of our churches kind of work together in community efforts. The civic organizations work together. The schools work with the churches, work with the parents, work with the civic organizations, and back and forth. And it works.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do this because we got this on Thursday. Everybody kind of works together.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask you guys the same question I've asked all the candidates that have been here, and even Dr. Long.
We're not running for anything, Dad. We're not running for anything. We are not candidates.
You still get that question. You got a genie in a bottle. You get 3 wishes. As an SRO, what would it be?
Oh, man.
And even the governor sat here and says, wow.
Well,
just to think about that. When I ask Asa that, like, wow.
So you said as an SRO, right?
Number one's easy. Number one is easy. An SRO in every school, in every district. That's easy. Statewide.
I'll take that.
There's a lot of changes, and they're trying to do things to make different schools. A lot of rural schools have a lot of issues with trying to get law enforcement in there, those types of things. There's schools, I'm telling you, that have a 25 to 30-minute response time to get law enforcement to their campus.
Oh, that's eternity.
Exactly.
Of course, that's eternity.
That's crazy.
So,
what would you say number 2? I would say, besides getting them in there, I'd say some permanent funding. Permanent funding for school resource officer programs statewide.
Should it be a state-funded project?
Yeah, and even maybe get some federal money to support it. You want to make a difference and make a change, and stop school shootings. Put an SRO in every building, but permanently fund it so it doesn't have to come up every year. I would
go along with state funding rather than federal, because you don't want the feds coming in and tell you how to do your job.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you
You're
there.
absolutely right.
As long as you knew it was permanently funded, well, you don't have to worry 2 years from now, okay, are we going to have money to keep that SRO in that building?
How's it funded now? Is it
It varies. It's community to community.
Is it county, city, and the school kicks in a certain amount, but I don't know if it's city, county.
Well,
or strictly city.
I'll tell you how ours.
Because y'all are MHPD, right?
Right. Yeah, we work for the police department, and there's also Campfield in Mountain Home School District. Deputy Campfield works as a DARE officer at Hackler, and I think she's still splitting with Pinkston too. I'm not sure, but anyway, she's working out of the county, and of course, then the county also has 2 other officers that work in Cotter and Norfolk.
So she's BXSO.
Yep.
Yes, she's with the county. So the school district allots a set amount of money that they pay to the police department and to the county for the officers they have in there. So, but to back up a little bit, the way this all got started was back when they had the COPS program. It was a federal grants program, and that's how we got our resource officers in the school in the first place, where it was funded for 2 years, but you had to have a plan as to how you were going to keep those positions there after those 2 years. So basically, we had the money to get it started, but we had to have the city and the police department to commit that they were going to keep those positions there.
And there was a while where the city and county were digging through the couch cushions trying to find some extra coins.
Absolutely.
That's why I say permanently funding SROs statewide.
This is a program to be taken seriously.
Right. Absolutely. So the way our funding is set up right now is working towards a 50-50 split, where the school covers 50% of what we are paid, and the city pays 50%. So, but all over the state, it varies how SROs are paid.
Some school districts pay 100% for the SRO.
Some pay none.
Some pay none. I mean, there is no set standard.
So this basically, well, maybe I shouldn't say this. It needs to be a state legislative item.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's going to have to be lobbied properly, because you don't want to shoot yourself. Listen, let me tell you that. Shoot yourself in the foot.
Right.
As a SRO and mess up the funding.
Right.
We don't want to mess up a good thing, but we got to have the money coming in to keep it going.
Right.
So,
and you're right. Every year, it's looked at. Hey, do we need to do this? Do we need to continue to do this? All over the state, not just Mountain Home. We feel pretty secure that our program is established and going to roll, but we talk to guys all over the state that they're like, I don't know if my program's going to be here next year. So it's in, it's out, it's in, it's out. And
a lot of uncertainty in different places. Not necessarily here, but
and let me guess, it's the places where it's really, really needed, like Red Rock Central and Hall. And,
and rural communities.
It's more in rural communities, than anywhere else.
They're really hurting for the funding because they are so small. And, and like Bubba said, at some of those places you may only have a couple of county deputies working, and depending on where that deputy is, it could be a 20-minute response time because the town that the school's in might not even have a police department.
Well, I'm looking at some of these maps. You take like Cross and Crittenden County, Mississippi County.
Yeah,
your Delta, over by the river, Mississippi River. Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's the problem right there. I mean, and it's not to anybody's fault. It's just that it comes down to funding.
Yeah.
How do you fund the program and keep it running? So that's my second wish: permanent funding.
We got one more wish to go.
All right, so what do we do for 3?
Oh, man.
2 minutes and 46 seconds. I figured that out.
Let's see. 3.
Make one of us win the lottery. That don't count. That's not related. Yeah. Shoot. I don't know.
3 more wishes?
Yeah. That's always the best wish.
That's always give me 3 more wishes?
Give me 3 more wishes. And some time to think about it.
What tools of the trade do you need to be an SRO? You got the extensive training. And I guess the one thing that stands out in the event, God forbid, of an active shooter is to take care of the situation without sheer panic. And I'm not a big fan, because on the national scene, and I'm starting to run out of time for the news break here, but I want to get this in. The teachers, I don't feel would be good to have the firearms, because they've got the students to take care of, and there's going to be a little bit of hysteria. You want to get the doors locked down, get the lights off, get the kids against the wall, away from the doors and stuff like that.
But that's where we're headed, right, as far as them being funded. I mean, they've already passed a law where
to allow teachers to carry.
That it's not worded that exact way, but it has opened the door for that to happen.
Your thoughts on that? I mean, good or bad?
Well,
I don't know. I'm not a law enforcement officer.
I can play devil's advocate here, because you can see those rural areas that we're talking about where where an officer is 20 minutes away. You could see where that would be advantageous for them to be able to do that if they can't get an SRO, and that's why I'm saying that would be number one priority. If you do that, then it takes care of the other issue. But if they don't have that, then I could see where it'd be advantageous. On the other hand, training for someone like that, the training's not going to be there for someone to be
good point.
Proficient.
Elka King comes in here, and she has the training at Barron Creek. And one of the training seminars that she's done, and I'm running out of time, is if you have middle of the night and you've got to break in, and step one, don't panic, be able to operate your weapon in the dark, know your weapon that well, and be able to take care of the intruder.
And that's easier said than done, though.
It's easier said than done. And that's the point I'm trying to make,
because
the teacher.
And training will tell you your fine motor skills are one of the things that go when you're scared. Yeah. And operating a firearm can be very difficult when you are panicked and upset.
And that's one of the things that Elka teaches through the training at Barron Creek, is for me, I'd have to wake up, realize what's going on. Now, where did I put that gun? Is it on this table over here? And once I get the gun, you got to find the safety, blah, 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 and make sure you're aiming at the right direction in the dark,
Yep.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
Visit with the school resource officers. We'll be right back. It's news time. .35 on this August 11th, visiting with Tom and Bubba, school resource officers. Very important program. Dead silence.
Yep. FCC
loves
we were waiting for you. Yeah, we were waiting for you to see what you were going to say.
Yeah, we thought you were going somewhere with that.
What else can I say? Very important.
We appreciate your support and everyone's support. I mean, we've been doing this a long time in the schools, and we feel pretty lucky and blessed that we're here in Mountain Home doing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah. You want to talk about something great?
Okay.
What's traffic going to be like on College Street when school starts next week?
With the construction?
With the construction.
By Kingston.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, if they could have got that done before school started.
That'd be great, but
I know.
I saw where some of the school folks they had interviewed, and I think they've got it fixed now to where they're not going to be working construction at least.
All right.
While school's coming, getting in and letting out.
I think they're trying to avoid the hours of coming in, the ingress, and then the egress in the afternoon.
The mayor and Superintendent Tilley were here a couple of days ago, and we discussed that issue. The new 16th Street
Right.
will be it should be ready because Mr. Tilley said, yeah, we're going to try having that ready for school buses.
It's paved.
And the main intent, of course, you can come to the bypass and turn right there
by the Christian school.
By the Christian
school.
school.
You can hang a left and go in, or hang a right and go onto the bypass.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, if you can come in on 16th, even if you're coming from like the area of the Ford dealership,
Right.
Okay, and the new GM dealership out there. Okay, so you take the bypass, come in by the Christian Academy, and cut back. That way you don't have to use.
You could avoid that construction.
Yeah, and if at all possible, just avoid that area, especially these first 2 weeks of school.
Yeah,
because
that's
the kindergarten's over there, and every mom and daddy's they got to bring those kids in that first week of school, and it's going to be bad.
What would help if you're not going to the schools in the morning? Take a different route. Don't go down College if you normally do.
Yeah.
Well, and something that I ran across when I was taking my boys to Pinkston Junior High, of course, it's been a long time ago, but some of the construction people and the excavators would eat their biscuits and gravy down at College Station.
Right.
But then they'd leave about the time all the traffic would come out. So you get behind the big old dump truck pulling the trailer with the backhoe.
Right.
Yep.
And they're in low gear about 8 miles an hour, and they're taking up enough room for 4 cars to fill that highway slot.
Yep.
And then they want to make a left-hand turn somewhere.
Right.
And you sit and sit and sit. So, if you don't have to be on 201 South College Street, don't be there.
Right.
Let the school people have it.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, it's that way. Traffic's pretty busy that first week of school anyway.
A lot of kids aren't riding the buses like normal, and everybody's getting dropped off. It's first day of kindergarten.
Do you think, though, that Chief Manuel will see a need to put an officer or two out there to kind of help direct traffic for the first week or so?
Well, usually what we do is we monitor to try and see where the issues are the first day or so, and then we try and regulate it from that. So
stand in once needed.
Yeah. There's a couple of standard places that we always have problems that we go out and we'll direct traffic for the first 2 or 3 days of school to try and get it rolling and let people figure out which way to go.
Kindergarten in Pinkston's usually one of them.
Yeah, kindergarten in Pinkston usually is one of them because, again, all those parents, they're going to bring those kindergartens in those first few days. That's a tough time in life to take that kindergartner to school for the first time. So
there's some little tears flowing usually on both ends.
Yeah,
parents,
on both ends.
Parents and some of the kids don't really want to go, and it takes a little longer to get them, and getting out of the car and getting in the building. But we'll have it monitored like we do every year. And they'll do their best to keep it flowing.
Well, let's think. Okay, let's look at the kindergarten. It's on Oak Knoll at 13th.
Between 13th
And
Post Oak.
Post Oak. That's
Post
right.
Oak between 13th and 16th.
So you could actually route folks from Highway 5 south next to Eastside Baptist Church, take the S turn by Leonard, and then go
You
up
could come in that way.
Some folks
Yes, you
come
could.
in that way. Yes, they do.
The other route would be to come in off the bypass off the new 16th Street to avoid Highway
And come in
201.
that way.
Or even, or 16th Street, well, you can come on the bypass the Rossi Road where Rossi and 16th meet, and then make.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then
they
make
got that new junction right there.
right. So there are alternate routes that come in like from the backside if you know they're there.
Yeah.
You know.
Think about that beforehand, though. Make those plans to come in that way.
Right.
And of course, the other thing to think about is those are neighborhood areas. So
Yep.
please slow down to
Drive
those
slow.
neighborhoods. You're not
some,
on. Yeah.
Some of those kids are riding their bikes to Pinkston or walking, because at that at Pinkston you're talking 6th and 7th grade. So some of those kids
So do
ride
you-
bikes to school.
Should the children be riding bikes on the sidewalk or on the street? What's the rule in the city? Because some cities have ordinances about. What would you do? What would you suggest?
I mean, technically, state law, bicycles can be on the road, and they have
Right.
the right of way
They
just
have
like
the
a
right of way,
vehicle.
yeah.
And and if you're passing a bicycle, state law says you're supposed to give them a minimum of 3 feet distance between when you go around the bicycle rider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and there's two schools of thought on that, but now that's state law. Some people think that the bikes should go up on the sidewalk, but then people that are walking on the sidewalk don't want the bicycles there because they're walking, and but technically, they
Yeah.
belong on the road.
And, yeah.
Yep.
So
State law.
Yeah, I know Sam Seaman's been here. We talked about bicycle safety before. It is a vehicle, and you have
It
to
is.
wonder. Okay, the biggie: school buses and the stop sign on non-separated lanes like we have on 62B. Talked
Stop.
about it yesterday.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
you've got a bus coming down the hill, perhaps like by say Kent Chevrolet,
Right.
and I'm going up the hill,
You need to stop.
I have
Everybody
to stop.
stops. There's only one
Both
exception.
lanes.
All lanes.
There's only one exception to that in our area, and it would be the bypass, because the grass median in between is the exception.
That's
It
the
gives
separation.
But
Right.
I know the buses don't run the bypass as a pickup route. I mean, they may run it, but they don't stop and let kids on or off on the bypass. So, and there's nowhere in the Mountain Home School District bus routes where you don't have to stop if that arm goes out.
yeah.
It's just simple. You see that bus flashing lights, just
You
stop.
better make the tire squeal,
Stop.
folks.
And don't stop right in front of them. Give them a distance. That way.
When the swing arm comes out
Right.
to let the
But
student
here's
get
the
out
other
from the
reason.
bumper.
Sometimes because we do live in hilly terrain, and if you don't. I always tell people to stop a little bit further back from that bus. That way, if you look in your rearview mirror and you see this car coming and he's hooking it, he doesn't realize you've stopped because of the hill. As he's coming up on you, you can creep forward a couple of feet because you've got that cushion to give him the room so he doesn't rear end you. Because it happens.
But better I'd be rear-ended than the kid gets hit.
Oh, exactly.
absolutely.
But what I'm saying is you have that room where you can crawl up a couple of feet because you're not right on the bus. You're actually 3 car lengths back.
And here's something else that I've found that I do. Let's say that I'm stopped going up a hill.
Right.
I've got enough torque in the torque converter where I'm not on the brake, so therefore the brake lights aren't on.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
and
So
that's
stay
the
on the
problem.
brake pedal to
Stay
keep the
on
lights
brake
on.
pedal.
Exactly.
So just be extra careful. Give extra time. Account for those school buses that they're going to slow traffic down. They're going to stop traffic because they're letting kids on or off the bus, and just give them extra room. It's that simple. I mean, if you give them the room that they need, give them the time that they need to let the kids on and off the bus, and just be patient. Patience goes a long way.
Of course, another place to really be careful, and we've had some calls and complaints on this, has to do with intersections. When you have a bus that stops close to an intersection, I'll give you an example of like First and College. That there's a red light there, and they have a loading or exiting zone right there close to that intersection. And cars come up, and the bus might be on College, and the cars are on First, and they're like, okay, can I turn? Can I not? Well, just give that bus the area around it that it
I had
needs.
that situation.
Give it the
And
room.
and if you're in doubt,
Wait.
well, just wait.
I was going south on College. I was over by Ponder's drugstore. Mm-hmm. There was a bus coming east, I think, coming from the square on 6th or 7th. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the flashing lights. I saw the swing arm. I stopped.
Yep.
thinking, okay, what's the rule here? They've got the stop sign of the right of way, but they got the swing arm. They got kids getting off. They got the stop sign out. I stopped. I made the guy mad behind me.
Right.
You
But
get over
still, ironically, the kid got out, came in front of the bus, walked across the street, and went over there in one of the buildings.
Yeah, and when we work with bus drivers about, hey, try and take that into consideration. Think about those types of things when you stop, because that is a difficult situation. Right. But what's the worst? The worst thing that can happen is we can have a kid hit. So if you're in doubt, just stop.
I'd rather make the guy mad behind me and stop and let the kid be.
Exactly.
Like I said, just give the buses the extra space.
There you go.
That's all you can do.
Let's go ahead and grab a quick break. Jay Lee stopped in. We want to talk about the bumper stickers. Be right back.
All right, I'm leaving now.
Coming up on 7:48, Jay Leach walked in, and back around, what was it, January or March, we put out the challenge for the bumper sticker day?
It was
earlier this year. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, the bumper stickers are here, and I'm very pleased to see these. Respect those who protect us. MHPD, Baxter County Sheriff's Office, Arkansas State Police. We want every car in town to have one of these. What do we got here? About 40, 45 maybe? I've got them right here at the studio. Come on down, have a cup of coffee, get your bumper sticker. Support our police departments, Arkansas State Police, Baxter County Sheriff's Office, and Mountain Home Police Department. Thanks for doing that, Jay.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. My pleasure, Dale. And good morning, everybody.
Morning, sunshine.
Good morning. I don't sound
That's
like
how we
sunshine
address
this morning.
each other.
Right.
Brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
No, it was a while back, and it took a little while to get, not only to get the art program set up in the school, to get the students to draw those. I mean, we wanted to give them plenty of time to come out with their best work. You still had the one from that was the Dale just pulled out one of the entries that was kind of our unofficial favorite that had a cop eating a donut, and there's a little bubble over the cop that says snack time, and the donut has arms and legs and eyes, and it's going no.
But the artwork is really nice. It's got just a policeman's hat and, of course, the
on the bumper sticker.
On the bumper sticker, and the pistols, of course. Respect those who protect us. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
I like that.
And and what's nice about that particular piece of artwork, it came out really well on the bumper stickers to where even from a distance you can read it.
Yeah.
The writing was big enough, and like I said, they turned out really well, and we were really proud of that student. I'm sorry, but I'm drawing a blank. Do you remember the student's name? Or can you say that?
It happened to be a police officer's daughter.
And they didn't know it when they chose it, did they?
We did not.
I had no idea.
It was Sam Siemens' daughter that did that.
What is her name?
Sammy.
Sammy?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Siemens. And
very nice.
Yeah,
who's going to be the first one to stop by and get a bumper sticker? Come on in, they're free. Come in while we're on the air. Okay, so how do we teach respect to our law enforcement when we have this massive lack of respect across the nation? Look at Ferguson, Baltimore. What other cities have erupted with this stuff? It's ridiculous.
You want my opinion?
Yeah.
No.
It starts at home.
Amen, brother. Keep preaching.
Not only, respect, not just for law enforcement, but respect in general.
In general.
That has started home. And usually once you start it there, it will transfer over to law enforcement. But that's my opinion.
But the School Resource Officers Program has been very beneficial in doing that, because I remember in the 70s before this, we referred to you guys as cops, fuzz, pigs, whatever.
Yeah,
and you guys have not only become somebody the kids can trust, but you've become a friend, and you've taken away that fear factor, fear of the gun, fear of the badge, fear of the uniform.
Right. And you say that, and I can say in the 18 years I've been there that I've had very few instances where it's been a disrespect for law enforcement. Our kids in our community do appreciate and do respect law enforcement as a whole. Mm-hmm. Now, there's, you always have a few that may buck the system a little bit, but as a whole, our kids really do a great job of understanding that part of it. Would you agree, Tom?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, they know we're doing a job that needs to be done, and a lot of the kids are grateful for, what we do, and that they have an extra set of ears to come talk to, when they need something to talk about. And it may have nothing to do with being a cop. It's just got to do with they need somebody to talk to. Yeah. Counselors are busy or whatever, or they don't know the counselor, or we might be the only guy in the morning that they see that says, "Hey, how's it going today?" And that's just
that means a lot. I remember my uncle.
Well,
go ahead.
I can just tell you a very brief story or situation with my own kids being outside of the law enforcement. Just as a parent, my oldest daughter Morgan, when she was going through the junior high, I never heard her say, "Hey, I went and said hey to the counselor today," and nothing against the counselors, or not that they don't do a great job, but I'm saying she would always come home and said, "Hey, I went and talked to Mr. Tom today. Hey, I saw Mr. Tom today. Hey, I saw hey to Mr. Tom today." And that was one of her heroes, at that age as an authority figure. And growing up and getting her through years 18 until she left the house was, like any parent, not the easiest. I mean, we had our struggles with her, trying to get out of the nest, and us wanting to keep her in the nest and all that. But growing up around that, having those other authority figures in her life was I think a huge, a huge addition to her success. And now she's a U.S. Marine and doing wonderful.
Wow. Yeah. Talk about respect and authority. There you go. The Marines. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just being an extra person that they have available to them. And then they learn that we're just people too.
It's funny though. She never said in the high school, "Hey, I went and talked to Bubba today."
That's because she had to deal with me at home.
That's right. Yeah, she saw you across the yard.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll show you respect for our police departments. Come down and get a bumper sticker. They're free. We'll have them here at the front desk. I'll be here till noon today.
You got free stickers and free coffee.
Yeah, Dale, and also they need to know that they can get them. They've got them at the PD, at the Mountain Home Police Department, right. And we're having. And of course, I gave you the rest that I've got, but we're getting some more printed right away, and we'll get them in the sheriff's office if they'll have them up there, and also at
How
Leach
about a free plug for Leach Automotive, real quick?
Okay, Leach Automotive, Highway 5 North, right across the street from Skipper's. Come on down. We'd love to help you any way we can. We work on automotive and RV, and now you can go back to the.
Will you put a bumper sticker on their car when they come by?
I will put a free bumper sticker on their car.
There you go.
We'll even clean their bumper and put it on there for them if they want.
Unless it's got propane up there. Get your tank ready.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah. Cool. School resource officers and the program, very important. School starts the 18th.
Yes, sir, Tuesday.
Remember the school buses. Get the rules of the road back out, folks.
Stay away from College Street.
Be patient. Please be patient. Give those buses room.
And give the parents that have to go to Pinkston in the kindergarten plenty of room.
Yes.
You cannot drop the kids off before 7:30 in the morning.
That's correct.
And most parents have to be at work by 8 o'clock. They don't need the headache of the other traffic. Be aware of the situation. Basically, 7:20 to 8 o'clock, South College belongs to the parents for the schools and the faculty.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let them have it. Wow.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, Dale.
Thanks for having us, Dale, and thanks for your support.
Oh, you got it. You got preseason football predictions.
Gosh, don't even go there.
I didn't even watch that Hall of Fame game. I don't know.
I can't go wrong.
I'm
going with Green Bay. How about that?
There you are.
Go with Green Bay.
Well, somebody posted the other day, and I said, I can't get into football after the World Series with St. Louis being in first place in the Central. It's actually the best record in baseball.
Oh, he's bragging.
Listen to me. Yeah. Anyway, support the school resource officer program. Stop by and get a bumper sticker. It says, respect those who protect us. Mountain Home PD, Baxter County Sheriff's Office, and Arkansas State Police. The bumper stickers are free. Stop by today. I'll be here till noon. We're right across the street from Hardy's Restaurant on Russell Street. That wraps it up. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then.
Thanks.